Let's check in on the standings today on SB Baseball. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the SB Baseball Podcast. I'm your host, Alan, and let's do our weekly. I know I'm a day late on it, guys. Sorry about that, but let's go ahead and let's jump into our standings check-in. Let's see how things are going in the league. Who's hot? Who's not? Let's jump into it. And typically, I start with the AL, but you know what? I feel like starting in the NL today. Let's change things up a little bit. And we're going to start down in the NL West, where the Dodgers are leading. They're 28-15. They've won 8 of their last 10, and they're 6.5 up on the Padres right now. The Padres are 22-22, and they've won 6 of their last 10. And in third place, you got the Diamondbacks at 20-22, 7.5 back. They've won 2 straight, and they're 6-4 in their last 10. You've got the Giants, who just opened up a 4-game set, I believe it is, with the Dodgers right now. They're 19-24, 9 games back. They're 4-6 in their last 10. They've lost 4 straight against the Dodgers so far this year. So that's not a good thing. You can't lose to that many games in a row to one of your division mates. And then bringing up the rear, they've been one of the hottest teams here lately, which is crazy, right? The Colorado Rockies at 13-28. They're 14 games back, but they've won 5 straight. They've got 5 straight wins. They just got done sweeping the Rangers. Things are looking up there in Colorado right now. They're 6-4 in their last 10. We'll see if they can keep that momentum going. Let's jump on over to the NL Central, where you have the Milwaukee Brewers leading that division. They have lost 2 straight. They are 4-6 in their last 10. The NL Central they're not doing so hot right now, as we'll get into it and see. But they're a half game up on the Cubs, who are 24-18 right now, who just come off a loss. They're 5-5 in their last 10. Behind them, you've got the Pirates, 19-23. They're 5.5 back. They did win last night, and they're 5-5 in their last 10. The Cardinals are 17-24. They just recently finished a 7 or 8 game losing streak, but they're 7 games back right now. They have won 2 straight, but they're 3-7 in their last 10. And then right now, just hurting. They're just hurting, just awful, and it kills me to see this. But the Reds are 17-24, 7 games back. They've dropped 3 straight. They're 1-9 in their last 10, and they've lost 11 of their last 12 games. The Reds they're not scoring a lot of runs. They went through a streak where they lost like 7 straight without scoring 5 runs. They scored 5 runs the last several days, but they're still just losing. They just can't. They can't get over that hump, it's really sad to see from a young team that's been exciting. Ellie De La Cruz is just, I have a crush on the guy. I ain't gonna lie, I absolutely love De La Cruz, but we'll see. They've really got to turn things around to get back in this. They are only 7 back, and again, the NL Central hasn't been too hot here lately, but they've been the worst of it. And in the NL East, you've got the Phillies leading the way there. They're 2 up on the Braves right now. The Phillies are 29-13. They won last night, and they're 8-2 in their last 10. The Braves are 25-13 right now. Like I said, 2 games back. They won last night. They're 6-4 in their last 10 right now. And then you got the Nationals that are 19-20. They're 8.5 back. They've lost 2 straight. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They're actually going to have a doubleheader today. They were rained out yesterday. They've got 2 with the White Sox today. The Mets are next at 19-21, 9 games back. They're 4-6 in their last 10. And the Marlins are bringing up the rear at 11-32. Ugh. They're 18.5 back. Whew. and they're 2-8 in their last 10. Things are not good down there in Florida. The Marlins just aren't. They're not doing so hot. Worst record in the league at 11-32. Worst in the league. Next up, all right, let's jump on over to the AL. Over in the AL, you've got the Baltimore Orioles and the New York Yankees tied atop the East right there. The Orioles are 26-14. They have lost 2 straight, but they are 7-3 in their last 10. The Yankees are 27-15 right now. They won yesterday. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Then you've got the Red Sox that are 5.5 back at 21-20, 3-7 in their last 10. It's not looking so good there. And then the Rays they're on an upswing right now. They're 21-21. They're 6 games back. They won yesterday, and they're 7-3 in their last 10. So they're keeping pace with the top of the division there, making up some ground on those Red Sox. Bringing up the rear there in the AL East is the Toronto Blue Jays, 19-22. Excuse me, they're 19-22, 7.5 back, and 4-6 in their last 10. So Toronto, a team that was pretty good last year, they're not clicking right now. They did beat the Orioles yesterday. I think they've got a 3 or 4 game set going on right now. So they do have the opportunity to make up a few of those games. Over in the AL Central, you've got the Guardians just holding off the Twins. They're just holding them off. The Guardians are 26-16 right now. They've won 2 straight. They're 6-4 in their last 10. The Twins have been red hot. I mean, they have won a ton of games here lately. It wasn't that long ago that they weren't doing so hot. But right now they're 24-16, a game back. They did win yesterday, and they're 7-3 in their last 10. The Royals are a game and a half back at 25-18, and 5-5 in their last 10. The Tigers, who have been hurting here lately, did pull out a win yesterday against the Marlins, which you need to. But they're 21-20. They're 4.5 back, and they're 3-7 in their last 10. And then the White Sox, who actually haven't been bad here lately. As I say that, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that they're 13.5 back and 12-29 on the season. A negative 90 in the run differential. But they're 6-4 in their last 10. So they've been playing some decent ball here as of late. But they're still not great. But they're getting better. And then the AL West, you got the Mariners a game and a half up on the Texas Rangers. Mariners are 23-19. They've won 2 straight, and they're 6-4 in their last 10. The Rangers are 22-21. Like I said, a game and a half back. 5-5 in their last 10, but they've dropped 4 straight, including just being swept. That's right. You heard me right. Just swept by the Rockies. And then last night they got shut out by the Guardians 7-0. So things aren't looking so hot there in Texas. The A's are 4.5 back at 19-24. They've lost 2 straight, and they're 3-7 in their last 10. The Astros are still trying to decide whether they're good or not, guys. 16-25 right now. They're 6.5 back. They have won 2 straight, and they're 5-5 in their last 10. And then bringing up the rear, you've got the Angels, 15-27, 8 games back. They've lost 2 straight, 3-7 in their last 10. Things just aren't. They're not looking so hot. They're not looking good. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at our overall here. Right now, leading the way in MLB, you've got the Phillies with 29 wins. They're just playing some great ball right now. Next up, followed up by them, you got the Dodgers at 28 wins, and then you've got, let's see here, we've got the Yankees with 27 wins, and then you got the Orioles, the Guardians, both sitting there at 26 wins on the season. You're bringing up the rear. You've got We've got the Marlins with 11 wins on the season, the Rockies with 13 wins on the season, the White Sox with 12. I mean, it's the same three, but you are kind of starting to see that gap kind of narrow between them and some of the other teams. The Angels are 15. They've only got 15 wins, and things aren't looking good for them. With no Mike Trout, it's not so great. You've got the Astros sitting there with 16 wins, and you got the Cardinals and the Reds at 17. And like we said, the Reds have just been they've been awful. They have not been good. Run differential, you've got, who do we got leading the way there? You've got the Dodgers leading the way at plus 76. The Dodgers are just doing great. 226 runs scored versus 150 given up. Behind them, you've got, what we got here? We got the Phillies at plus 63, and they've just, again, another team that's just been red hot, especially here as of late. Then we're going to drop down to the Yankees at plus 54, and then we got several teams in the plus 40 something range. We can't look at the best if we don't look at the worst, right? And the worst of the worst, we've actually got a tie now. We've got the Marlins and we've got the White Sox both at minus 90. Let me repeat that. Minus 90. And we're looking at right around 40-something games. Both these teams are just over 40 games on the season, 42 and 43 respectively. It's not good. It's not good. I mean, even the Rockies, who have 13 wins, they're minus 66. I mean, it's not great, but they've also been on a hot streak here lately, again, winning their last 5. And speaking of streaks, you've got the Rockies leading the way with 5. Outside of them, you've got a bunch of teams that have won 2 games. So not a lot of win streaks going on right now. And then as far as your losing streaks, you've got the Rangers are leading the way right now with 4. Several teams with 2. The Reds have 3 straight, but yeah, 4 is leading the way there. So that's kind of your look there. Do we have any series that we need to really take a look at right now, guys? Let's just kind of take a look at the schedule and see what we have going on this week. As far as big series are concerned, you've got, what we got here? Again, we got the Rays and the Red Sox, who are right there neck and neck in their division, both sitting at 21 wins. The Cubs and the Braves have got a series going on right now. Braves took game 1 of that 2-0 yesterday. They're at 25 and 13 and 24 and 18 respectively. The Yankees and the Twins, two teams that are just really great right now. And then the Rangers and the Guardians. I mean, the Rangers really got to pull it out, right? Jack Leiter is getting the start today for the Rangers. They need him to do something. They got to break this rut. Dropping 4 straight is not the route that they want to go, needless to say, right? And then you've got the Royals and the Mariners who got a series going on right now. 2 great teams over there in the AL. As we take a look over towards the weekend, guys, do we have any series that we really need to be excited about this weekend? You got the Mariners and the Orioles having a series this weekend. That should be a real fun. Out there in Camden Yards, two teams that are right there leading their division. I'm looking forward to that series. And then over there in the AL, you've got the Twins and the Guardians kicking off a series. So we're hopefully, one of those teams looking to separate themselves. They are playing out in Cleveland. So can Cleveland keep the surging Twins down? Can they hold them off? We'll have to see on that one. And then nothing else to note, right? A bunch of other series, but nothing else that's quite the caliber of those other series. But guys, thank you so much for listening. I definitely appreciate it. This has been your stroll through we're just checking in. We're checking in on the MLB standings just to see how things are going. Again, we'll keep getting this to you guys on a weekly basis just to let you know what's going on. If you guys would, just do me a favor. Hit that like, comment, share, and tell a friend. This has been the SB Baseball Podcast, guys. As always, I'm your host, Alan. I'll talk to you guys later. Deuces. Thanks for listening to the SB Baseball Podcast.